What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk, Fatima LaFawn of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host, Dan Thornton, and I'm coming at you post-game show. Obviously, a phenomenal win for the Detroit Lions, one of the best victories in the history of the franchise, but all eyes right now are going to be on Aiden Hutchinson. You guys are probably more than likely tuning into this for an update. If you were watching the live stream, we got it from reporters on the field that you guys know. I'm a former, journalist and reporter, so talking to my friends there, here's what I got for you. Aiden Hutchinson entered surgery roughly 30 minutes ago. He is expected to be in surgery for the next 4 to 6 hours as they do what they can to help graft the bone and can help with the recovery process. I don't have full specifics on the injury, but anybody who watched it could see what happened. There you have a significant snap, and let me get to you from one reporter on the field. It was a break of the fibula and tibula from what they could tell and told. Medical staff attended to him right away, got it into an air cast, stabilized him, and he was raced over to an undisclosed hospital. Obviously, for security reasons, they're not going to give out that information, nor am I. So he entered surgery within the hour, got on there, and sounds like he's been under the knife for about a half hour. So there is legitimate concern about trying to keep blood flow to that part of the leg to keep nerves, bone, and muscle all healthy. The longer that the area goes without blood, from what I'm being told from various different people with a lot more information and wisdom about this than I do, the faster they can get the flow of blood back there and keep it going, the faster, the better chance for a recovery process. This is not to be taken lightly, I'm being told. This is a major injury that, if you're watching the live stream, I didn't want to come out and say it, but one of the people who are a part of the Duke Crew that have a lot more medical experience than I do, it was a race against time to simply save the leg. Let that sink in for a minute. Get out of football for a minute. Talk about just the humanality of it. The medical staff was over there. From what I'm told, they did a scan of it, got him in there ASAP to get him under the knife and get him working on. It is expected that he will be in there under surgery for multiple hours, somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 hours. And this is all speculation. It could change in a New York minute as they address the issue. I do not have full specifics on where it's happening, who the provider is, but I think we all know it will be a huge investment by the Detroit Lions, the NFL. They're going to throw everything in the world at this guy to keep him as safe and opportunity to heal up as possible. Again, we want to reiterate, this is a major injury. The race against the clock to get him over there and under the knife after getting scans of the affected area to know what they can do. We're not going to know anything more specific. I don't care if you're ESPN or Timbuk freaking 2 until he comes out of that procedure. My anticipation is you'll hear something from major media probably by the end of the day or in the morning once he's getting out and we have full disclosure on what happened with him. So for those just joining, looks like from people at Dallas, looks like both a break of the tibula and fibula. Now, again, people with more knowledge than I do on that aspect of medical fields, one of the biggest things that could be affecting him is with that break if there are shards of bone and how bad both aspects of the leg broke. If they broke off, now it's a race against the time to see if you can regraft and stimulate recovery for the bones. If you cannot, he's under a real bad situation where that leg could be permanently damaged, especially if it got into nerves and muscles. Again, I am not a medical doctor. I am not that aspect. I am reporting this all based on the information I'm being provided. There is a regular in the chat, and I'll let him speak about it. He works in the medical field, if that individual, I'm not going to name him, anybody who knows the Duke Crew knows who I'm talking about, if he wants to speak more on that level, please go ahead and put it in the comments sections. But this is major. And I didn't want to talk about it on air. Eventually somebody else did. And once they let the cat out of the bag, I went ahead and talked about it based on what limited knowledge I have. I knew it's a race against time to save the leg, let alone preserve functions within the leg. Let that sink in. The aircast was put on ASAP. You could see the faces on the players for both teams. Everybody just wanted that game to be over. I get the Lions from a coaching standpoint did some things to try to fire up the team, all that kind of stuff. But what I can say to you right now, based on the reports I'm getting, and this is not from one person, this is from two people. He was raced over there, got under the knife within a limited time frame. I think they said within 30 minutes or so. He's been under the knife for roughly 30 minutes by the time we went on air. So they've already done scans on it, know the affected areas. The anticipated time frame for the surgeries are 4 to 6 hours. That doesn't mean that they couldn't go back in and have to readjust things and have a second or third surgery possible. Right now, I'm going to say this for all the knuckleheads that are going to come after me. This is all speculation as far as how many surgeries or anything. I can only tell you what happened with the break of the tibia and fibula and the scans. Plus, I can confirm from multiple reports, he has been under the knife for a half hour. It is expected he will be under the knife for some time. And in the future, if they couldn't get it all this time, then they will maybe have to go back in. Thoughts and prayers for Aiden Hutchinson. Thoughts and prayers for his family. I'm guessing if they weren't there in Dallas, and I don't know because they didn't show him in the stands, they're racing down there right now. This is a major injury that could affect him the rest of his life, let alone his career. Could he fully recover? Absolutely. Now, don't let anybody on YouTube, whether it's me or anybody, tell you what is exactly going on because it's all a crapshoot and guesswork right now. I can only report the facts to you guys right now, and that's what it is. Getting back to the game, a heck of a game by the Detroit Lions. As the coach in me, somebody who's coached for 35 years, here's what I'm going to say. The Lions, Aiden Hutchinson, is done for the rest of this year. So you're going to have to move on from that. You're MC, DC. I get everybody on that flight back is going to have their thoughts, their mind on Aiden Hutchinson. We get it. But just like anybody who's been around the Lions fan for a long time, whether you're talking about, I can't even remember, Reggie Brown, if you guys don't remember him, he was a Lions linebacker. About 2 years after Mike Utley went down with the paralyzation, he went through the same thing. He was actually dead on the field for a minute or two. I remember being in the Silverdome when that happened. And yes, they brought him back to life. He never played again. Mike Utley, paralyzed. We all get it the thumbs up. If you're too young to remember that, then fine. But this is a pivotal moment for Aiden Hutchinson as a human being, let alone a player. Now, if you're just joining us, like I said, there's one guy in the comments section that's always a part of the Duke Crew. He's a moderator. He can speak more probably in detail about the procedures we're looking at going on. What I can say from my knowledge is they're going to do, if there are shards, if the bone is completely broken and shattered, they're going to have to do everything they can to try to reframe it, rebuild it, and they're fighting the clock. The clock isn't your friend. You've got to keep blood flow going to that throughout the day. You're going to have to pipe it in. You're going to have to stimulate it with stimulators. You're going to have to rebuild the bone. You might have to use some cadaver parts. You are fighting the clock on this. He's going to be in that surgery for 4 to 6 hours. And beyond that, who knows? It's all speculation. But we can confirm the Lions Talk Live. It was let's see, where was it? Break of the tibia and fibula and right around the knee. So the knee was affected. The ankle was affected. Both parts of the leg were affected, the high and low. There you go. As far as the Lions, I would love to sit here and just talk about the great performance, the offense and defense, and I think we all get it. If you're a Lions fan, you're focusing on that. I'll be pumping it all up in the morning when we have that in the morning show. Come on over and do it. Right now, I'm just trying to give you guys the information that's coming in. Let me real quick go back to the phone and see if there's anything else here. Just thoughts and prayers. They don't have any other updates. This is from another guy down there. And again, I can't disclose where the surgery's at. I don't know where the surgery's at. They can just say they can't disclose it. They're not being told where he was raced to. My guess is you'll probably have ESPN or somebody report that within the next hour or so. It's going to leak out where he's at. Thoughts and prayers for Hutchinson and his family. It is what it is. Injuries happen. It's football. It's violent. It's not friendly. Aiden Hutchinson, when the stars leak, I'm sure you will hear Roger Goodell, people in the front office. This is going to be a trickle-down effect. They're all going to be on this. The NFL, not just the Detroit Lions, the NFL is going to invest in his recovery. The NFL is going to make sure everything they can do to help him get back to being a player, let alone an elite player. They're going to do it. They're going to be flying in experts from across the country. Anybody who's been a part of sports, journalism, or just been a fan, you know that's going to happen. My guess is, if you were asking me right now, there's already specialists being flown into Dallas at this point to help deal with this. And if it could be virtual calls, whatever. My guess is you're going to have some of the best surgeons in the world going over to work with Aiden Hutchinson. If you guys remember, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs that basically almost lost his leg. Smith. I don't remember his first name, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's somewhere along that line, because remember, Smith nearly lost his entire leg. They did graft it. He went through a ton of recovery. Quarterback positions, obviously a little bit different than a defensive end. What's going to happen? I don't know. But let's look at the positives right now. His conditioning, his age are going to be major factors in his recovery. The fact that, again, the NFL, let alone Detroit Lions, let alone everybody around, are going to be trying to get hands on him to try to help him recover. I'm not even going to bother with the comment section. There's just way too many. All right, Phil, I see you're talking, so I'll go ahead and turn over to you a little bit. Bone will regrow, a tibia, fibula. He won't be back for a while or two. Yeah, my guess is, if you're asking me, somebody who's coached and seen some similar injuries to this over my 35 years as a reporter or a coach, he's probably out a year and a half, maybe 2 seasons, if you want my honest opinion. Now, again, take that for what it's worth. That's my opinion. That's not any kind of expert, somebody who's got intimate information, who's seen the injury or anything. That's just an opinion over similar injuries. Phil, since you're in the comments section, if he came into the hospital right now, tell us in the comments section, where do you think he's at with things? I've given you what I'm being told. What would you say the surgeons are doing right now? If you can throw that up there, Phil, let me know. You've got obviously a lot more personal knowledge on it than just some guy talking right now. Phil, yes, 2 seasons, in my opinion. That's kind of where I'm at, because my guess is you're probably looking at 6 months to 8 months for the bone to recover. So obviously the season's done at that point. You're already in the next year, and then you're probably looking at a whole lot of rehab. So it is what it is. It's not, it's a great day to be a Detroit Lions as far as the product on the field. It's not a great day for Aiden Hutchinson. All right, guys. Phil, if you got any other thoughts, go ahead and throw them in there. Again, I didn't want to point you out without your approval. So he's under. They're probably having. See if he's under. Probably having more than one doctor. Yeah, my guess is we'll get an update that they probably got 3 or 4 people over there, and there's probably multiple surgeries going to be involved. The surgery going on right now, like I said, for those just joining us, is probably a 4 to 6 hour window that I'm being told he's going to be under. He's been under for, I guess, 45 minutes now. We're under the knife. More details are going to come out probably later tonight from national media or in the morning. And, you're probably going to have the Lions put a PR statement together. You're probably going to have their media department handle this. I'm guessing MCDC, if he's not already addressing it in the post-game show, I don't know that. I'm not watching it right now. I'm talking to you guys. And there'll probably be something also tomorrow. They'll probably have a very specific media session about this. Stabilize first. Yeah, keep blood flow. Keep it building. Just keep the blood flow to it. So if you don't know, that bone, if something breaks off the blood flow or restricts it, the muscle, the nerves, to me, and the bone can die from what I know. And again, I'm not that level, but it can die within minutes, if not an hour. So the first thing is getting them over there, opening up, and keeping that blood flowing to that area. So it's not great news for anybody. I would love to sit here and just talk about, hey, the nuances of the game. But right now, it's all eyes on Aiden Hutchinson, all thoughts and prayers on him. If I do get some other updates tonight, I will get them over to you guys as fast as possible. Even if it's at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up and get it to you guys. I've asked the couple friends of mine that I have that are there, media staff working on it right now. If they get anything, let me know. They will get something, just like Adam Scheffler and everybody else will get something. If you don't know media, if you've never been a part of the media, people love to talk. People love to fatten their wallets by giving out information. That's how you get inside sources. You give them something in return. They give you something in return. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I just did a, 3.5 hour broadcast of the game, doing the play-by-play. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit the thumbs up. But let's be honest, man, that's all second place right now. That's all BS stuff right now. All thoughts really need to be on Aiden Hutchinson and just hoping that they can do enough to save the leg, save the bones, save the nerves, prevent any kind of long-term injuries. But best case scenario, if you're asking me, and I'm not that guy who has that kind of information, I've got experience around these things, but I'm not a doctor like that. He's probably out this year and next year, maybe longer. So if you guys, I don't know if you believe in God or anything like that, but if you do it, go ahead and take a moment out of your time, take a quiet moment, say a prayer for Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to need it right now. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. God bless you all. If you believe in God, bless you all. Otherwise, man, if there's breaking news later today, I'll get it to you. If I get any updates from people, I'll get it to you guys. Thoughts and prayers. Save one for Aiden Hutchinson. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. And we'll see you guys all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.